Hello, everybody out there. This is Robert from RJL 518. I'd like to say this is my first ever streaming of anything I've ever done here on YouTube. So, for those of you that are out there, thank you very much. And my first thing I got to do is say, I first got to say thank you to Sports Time Machine for that wonderful, introduction in his little thing. This little preview about me on my channel. So I do want to thank everybody thank him. Thank, of course, Cards and Dice. Thank, of course, Al, Red Sox fan, Baseball Demos, Tabletop Baseball Plus. Thank everyone there that's been helping me through this so far as I learned getting back to Cards and Dice. And for those who remember my introduction, you realize, of course, that I went ahead and was into Stratomatic years before. Never played APA baseball in my life, but it took a while for me to decide what game I wanted to play. All right, before I went to Cards and Dice. If you see my channel, you notice I'll go ahead and have I'll go ahead and what is it? I'll have a I guess I'm just rambling on, ain't I, guys? But this is the first time I've ever done this, and no, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. I take the spotlight very well, people. So for anyone who joins me in this game and watching this, I just want to say thank you for joining me. We're going to do a little bit of we're going to stay on the 2019 season. I've been playing lots of Mets and Yankees. I thought we'd go ahead, being a Mets fan that I am, and can't stand the Yankees, but still love watching Yankee baseball. I thought I'd go ahead and take a little bit of a detour here. I'm sorry that everything is upside down, but unfortunately I can't flip it. And then again, if somebody could tell me how to flip the screen or it can look right side up when I do this, but I'm not going to do this all the time. I got some more stuff coming in that I've ordered that I'll be able to put this on a tray, a tripod for a camera, a new camera that I'll be getting. I did receive one today and it was garbage. And so I'm sending it back. So anyway, the date is June 13, 2019, and I'm going to play a little American League Baseball here. It's going to be the Detroit Tigers versus the Kansas City Royals. I chose this game because this is the first ever game played in Omaha, Nebraska at TD Ameritrade Park. So this is sort of another exhibition type of matchup, and we go ahead and play a little baseball. I'm not using the special board. We'll use that later, but I just thought I'd try another baseball game and play a little bit of American League Baseball and try to see what happens with the scoring. So as I said, I apologize that it's upside down, but if anybody who comes in here and tells me how to flip this right side up while I stream, which unfortunately, according to people I've been talking to, YouTube used to allow to do that, but they stopped it in the studio. So that's why I usually have to go ahead and put this together on a camera. Then I have to put it through my video editor, flip it, and then put it through. And unfortunately, this camera does not allow me to turn the camera around because I don't have a tripod on the webcam to do this. Enough rambling. Let's get back. Let's get to the ball game. It is the Detroit Tigers versus the Kansas City Royals here at TD Ameritrade Park. The 2019 Tigers and the 29 Royals. Take a look at the starting lineups for the Detroit Tigers. It will be Jacoby Jones batting first, Christian Stewart batting second, Nicholas Castellanos batting third, Miguel Cabrera will bat fourth, Brandon Dixon bats fifth, Nico Goodrum will bat sixth, Harold Castro will bat seventh, Grayson Griner will bat eighth, and Joel Lugo will bat ninth. The designated hitter is Miguel Cabrera. He is the DH. Defensively for the Royals, we got Cuthbert at first base, and we got Lopez at second base. Gutierrez is the third base. The shortstop is Mondesi. Merrifield is in right field. Billy Hamilton in center. Gore is in left. Behind the plate is Martin Maldonado. And on the mound for the Kansas City Royals will be Homer Bailey for this game. 7 wins, 6 losses, a 4.8 ERA in 2019. So we'll see what Homer Bailey can do here in this little game here, special game that was played at TD America Park. TD Ameritrade Park in Nebraska, in Omaha. First ever Major League Baseball game played in Nebraska. So how about the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals? Let's get things started, shall we? Let's get things started. Homer Bailey will be pitching to Jacoby Jones, who will lead it off. And it is a 9, and this is a tough. And Jacoby Jones, a 43 against the right-hander, and that is a clean strikeout. So one out there. And that will bring up Christian Stewart. Christian Stewart will go ahead. And this is a 6 off of Homer Bailey's card. This is ballpark at TD Ameritrade. And against the left-handed batters, this ballpark can yield some interesting results. But remember, it was only they only played it a couple of times in this game. So this is a 53. It is in the wheelhouse. So Christian Stewart, he will go ahead, 76. And that one that's well hit. That is well hit, but that's going to wind up as a fly ball to center field, put away by Gore, and that is the second out. And that will bring up Nicholas Castellanos. He batted against the right-handed pitchers. He batted .257 in 2019 for Detroit. Here's the pitch from Bailey. And let's see, it is a 10. So this is a patient. And it is a 29, and Castellanos is going to get himself a walk. So he will draw a base on balls, and he will be on first base. And that brings up Miguel Cabrera. Let's talk about Miguel Cabrera for a sec. Miguel Cabrera, what do we talk about here? Do we go ahead and talk about that? First of all, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Duh, yes. So we definitely got to put him in the Hall of Fame. It's so sad here. Being also as a Marlins fan, besides being a Mets fan down here, it is really, really sad that the Marlins should have just kept him and seen what could have really been down here. But with that fire sale they did, they got rid of everybody. And Miguel Cabrera would definitely be going in. If he stayed as a Marlin, yes, he'd be going in as an F with a big F on his hat. So, but he will be wearing a D, that is for sure. So Cabrera's back, and there's a runner on first base, and Castellanos' steal attempt is a 2. I'm not going to steal with him. 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Cabrera, and that is a 4 off of Bailey, and that is a tough. And Cabrera, 51, and that's a 51, and that is going to be a base hit as Cabrera gets himself a single. Take a look at the card, and that's going to be a sharp liner into center field. The runner on first advances 2 bases. So Castellanos is going to go to third. Cabrera has himself a single. So runners at first and third with 2 outs. And what I want to do here is put that there so I know. Makes it easier for me since I'm not using my scoreboard. And I guess I should really change this, shouldn't I? So you have the pitcher versus the batter, right? Make it a little bit easier. All right, so there's still 2 outs. Runners at first and third. And the batter will be Brandon Dixon. Dixon against right-handers batted .238 for the Tigers. The runners at first and third is Homer Bailey in an early jam. Here is the pitch. And this is a 3. This is a tough on Bailey, 23. And Dixon is going to go swing and a miss and retire the side. He is K'd. So 2 base hits, but 2 runners left on. We go to the bottom half of inning 1. Still no score. Here. Normally I use my card holders, but until I get my other piece, we'll go here. So we go to the bottom half of inning number 1, and the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals will be Whit Merrifield batting first. Alberto Mondesi will bat second. Chelsea Cuthbert bats third. Jorge Soler fourth. Kelvin Gutierrez fifth. Nicky Lopez sixth. Martin Maldonado is seventh. Terrence Gore is 8, and Billy Hamilton will be 9th. The designated hitter is Soler. Defensively for Detroit, we have Dixon at first base, Castro at second. Lugo is the third baseman, Goodrum is short. Stewart is in left field. And we've got Jones in center field. Castellanos is in right. Griner is behind the plate. And on the mound for the Detroit Tigers is going to be Matt Boyd. Matt Boyd, 9 wins, 12 losses, a 4.56 ERA. So it was a little bit under year for him. Now, why? Now, of course, a lot of people are saying, why are you playing a game between two teams that probably nobody cares about? See, I'm a Mets fan. I'm a Mets fan. Okay, but I love baseball all the way around, and I'd like to also show some other teams that don't get much play. All right, especially now since we have absolutely no baseball going on, and it's such a sad thing. All right, and hopefully they might be able to get this straight. So let's see if they can fix it. We hope so here at TD Ameritrade Park. So bottom of the first, it will be Whit Merrifield leading off for the Royals. And here's the pitch from Boyd. And this is an 8. This is tough. It's a 14. And Merrifield will go down on strikes. Matt Boyd is a lefty. So Merrifield goes down on strikes. And we have 1 out. And that will bring up Adalberto Mondesi. Mondesi against lefties batted .256, 3 home runs, and 3 home runs according to his card. Payoff pitch baseball. This is just awesome. I have 2 seasons, the 19 and the 69, but I'm going to be getting all the seasons that Joe Bryan has at Payoff pitch baseball. If you've never seen this game played, watch me play it a little bit. I'm still learning it, but watch some really experts out there, and trust me, they know how to play this game. So here's Adalberto Mondesi. Also got a new dice tower coming in. This one here's a little too loud. This one's ballpark. It's a 34, and this is a switch hitter, so he's going to be batting from the right side, and that means this is going to be in play. So here's the play. It's a 27. It's a 27 on Mondesi, and this one is going to be a base hit, as Mondesi will get himself a single. He'll go to first base on that. And let's see, his steal attempt is a 7. That's pretty good. So let me get the jump chart. We're going to let's see if we can do the jump chart here. If I can find it, which I have right here someplace. We're going to do the optional get a jump chart here to see. I think he's a 7. He's got a chance to steal. Matt Boyd's hold rating's a 4. So 7. Let's see what he gets here. And in this case, I'm going to see what we got here. So 7, the hold rating's a 4. It's actually pretty good. Matt Boyd can hold. So let's see what he got here. Here's the roll, and this is a 40, and on a 7 and a 4, it's a 40. He attempts. So here goes the run. It's a B, and the catcher's arm. Let's see here. Catcher's arm for Griner. His is a 3, so it's a B. It's a B3. It's a B3, and this will become. Geez, gotta get quicker at this. It's a B3, and this becomes very good. We'll pick the card. It's very good. He slides, and he is safe. So credit Mondesi with a stolen base. He is safe there. The batter now will be Cheslor Cuthbert. There is 1 out still. Cuthbert on at the plate. And here's the pitch. This one is a 7. This is patient over Boyd's card. And this is a 0-0. This is going to be the first ever rare play I've ever done. And yes, I'm going to do rare plays. So let's get it here. So rare play with runners on base. We'll re-roll, and it's a 5. Line drive single. No, re-roll 2d6. If total is equal to or higher than the pitcher's hold rating, balk is called. Runners advance 1 base. So we re-roll. That's a 7. And it says the total is equal to or higher than the pitcher's hold rating. It is higher than Matt Boyd's hold rating. Balk is called. Runners advance 1 base. So a balk is called. Oh, okay. So a balk is called on Matt Boyd. That will send Mondesi to third on a balk. And so now now he's on third base with 1 out, and Cuthbert is still at the plate. So we roll. This one's a 5, and this is a tough on Boyd's card at 88, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. The infield was not in. They're going to just take the out at first, which will allow Mondesi to score. So that's a G6, 2 outs, but it is the Royals that get on base first and get a home first, and it's 1-0. So the 1-0 lead for the Royals as Cheslor Cuthbert grounds out, but he does get the run in. The batter will be Jorge Soler. And that is a 4. That's a ballpark on Matt Boyd, 68. Soler hitting from the right side. That's going to be in play. And that is a 43. And that is going to be a grounder to third base. And a nice play made by Lugo. Throws it over to first. And that will end it there, as it's at is a G5. So Mondesi scores on a ground out by Cuthbert, and that's an RBI for him. And 1 inning in the book, it's the Royals 1 and the Tigers 0. And we will go to the top of inning number 2. The Royals did win this game 7-2. This was the actual score of this game. So we go to the top of the second inning. We'll put the cards back underneath Kansas City. And it will be Nico Goodrum leading off against Homer Bailey here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch from Bailey. And that is a 7. That's in play, 34 against the right-hander in play. And that's going to be a ground ball right back to Bailey. He's got it. And he'll throw to first for the out. So 1 away there. As Goodrum's out of there, it will bring up Harold Castro. Castro against the right-handers, he batted .309 as a batter from the left. So Castro definitely capable of getting some hits. So let's see what Castro can do here against Bailey. And that is a 4. That is tough. It is a 60. And Castro's going to fight that one off as he just gets it off the end of the bat. It's going to sneak past. It's going to sneak past Gutierrez for a base hit. And Castro's going to hold at first base. And that is a single. I'd almost call that an infield single. He barely got it in there. He fought off a tough pitch. That was a good pitch by Bailey, but Castro fought it off. Castro's stealing rating is a 3. I think with a stealing rating of a 3, let's have a look and see. See what he does. Stealing rating of a 3, and Homer Bailey's hole is a 4. So that would be a 0 to 34. I think he'll stay where he's at, and he'll stay at first base. The next batter will be Grayson Greiner. Greiner against the right-handers batted .219 for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. This one's a 9. This is tough on Bailey, 74. And Greiner, he's going to go ahead and fight this off. This is a base hit. We go to the cards. It's a single. It's a grounder up the middle. The runner on first advances 1 base, and he will hold. So Castro goes to second. Greiner on at first with a single. Runners at first and second. Still 1 out. Homer Bailey is pitching tough pitches, but the Detroit Tigers are going ahead and getting those hits. Here's Dawel Lugo. He will come up to bat now. Lugo, he bats .250 against the right-hander. So Homer Bailey will settle himself down on the mound a little bit. And we'll see what happens. Bailey gets the sign. Lugo up. And here's the pitch. This is a 7. This is in play. And it's going to be an 83, and that is a ground ball to the short. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. His double play rating is a 9, and Bailey's double play rating is a 6. And with runners at first and second, I believe the batter is out. The runners advance. So the runners advance, But Lugo is out. 83. Yep, that's 83. That's a G6. The only play was the first base, but there's now 2 outs and runners now on second and third. And I'll just double check my rules. And for anybody's here watching, again, I'm sorry for the slow pace, I'm afraid. I'm still learning this stuff. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So I hope I did that. So, all right, so it's runners at second and third with 2 outs now. The top of the batting order is going to be Jacoby Jones. He is struck out in his first time up. But runners at second and third as now Homer Bailey trying to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. This is tough. 65. And Jacoby Jones swing and a miss, and he struck him out, and that was close. This tough on a right-handed pitch is 1-67. A 65 was rolled. Homer Bailey just gets a huge strikeout. That's his second strikeout. And that will end the inning. So a bit of some base running threats there for Detroit, but they do not cash it in. 2 base runners left. And I believe that is the second straight inning they've left 2 base runners. So we'll see what they do here. So we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Here comes Matt Boyd for the Tigers. And Jorge Soler will lead it off for Kansas City. Here's the pitch from Boyd. This one is a tough. It's an 87, and that's a ground ball to the shortstop. And Goodrum's going to make the play, and that is the first out. 1 man down, and now we'll see Kelvin Gutierrez. Or did I just blow that? Let's see, Kansas City. That was Gutierrez. That was up. I'm sorry, I blew it. Yep, there he goes. Yep, just shows you how bad I am at this yet. That was Gutierrez supposed to bat, and that was an 87, and it's still a ground out to shortstop anyway. So, but still a grounder to shortstop anyway. But Gutierrez was up, so he is out, and now we'll see Nicky Lopez. Lopez, his first time up against Matt Boyd. Here's the pitch. And this one is a 6. This is tough on Boyd, and that is a 19, and swing and a miss, and he strikes out. He gets Nicky Lopez to go out there. So now there are 2 outs, and that will now bring up Martin Maldonado. Martin Maldonado, the batter, and we're still dropping dice everywhere. This is really supposed to be a professional thing, isn't it? Maldonado, the batter, here's the pitch. And that one is a 7 off of Boyd. That's a patient. And that is a 96. That's a pop fly ball into shallow left. And it looks like Stewart's going to come on and make the grab to retire the side. So nothing across for Kansas City. And it remains 1-0 here as we now go to the top of the 3rd inning. For those of you just joining us, I'm replaying a game of June 13, 2019. The Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. First ever game played at TD. This game was played at TD Ameritrade Park. Kansas City was the home team in this game, and it's the first ever Major League Baseball game played in Nebraska. Just thought a little something different once in a while. I always like, when I start replays, I always have a game of the week between 2 other teams. Besides trying to take my Mets back to the World Series. We got a long way to go. Well, maybe not. We had a pretty good looking team. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning for the Tigers, and it will be Kristen Stewart leading off. We'll go ahead and get this right there. Kristen Stewart will lead off for the Tigers against Homer Bailey. Here's the pitch. Bailey, that's a 3. That's a tough 41. That's a tough 41, and that is a strikeout on Stewart. He goes down on strikes. And that brings up, and that is 1 out. And now we'll see Nicholas Castellanos. Castellanos, against the right-handers, he batted .257 for Detroit in 2019. Here's the pitch. This is an 8. This is a tough on Bailey. It's an 81 on Castellanos, and that is going to be a fly ball to center field. And it looks like Hamilton is going to come on it and make the catch for the second out. 2 men down now. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. If anybody doesn't believe so, you can go ahead and chime in, but we're pretty sure that we will see Miguel Cabrera in the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. Here's the pitch from Bailey. And this is a tough, and it's an 0-9, and all Cabrera can do is swing way early. Okay, the ball was still not even across the plate when Cabrera swung that bat, and that is a swing and a miss for a strikeout on Cabrera, and that is a 3-up and 3-down inning for the Tigers. So we go to the bottom half of the third inning, still 1-0 Kansas City. Matt Boyd will now be pitching to Martin Maldonado. I'm sorry, it is Terrence Gore. Terrence Gore leads off here in the bottom half of inning number 3. And we'll see what Boyd does. Here's the pitch. This is a 9. This is a tough. It's an 86, and this is a ground ball right to short. Goodrum will take it. He'll throw over to Dixon and get the first out. We know that pretty much last year, the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals were pretty bad. We understand that. But maybe, and this year could have been very interesting, I think, here at here. But unfortunately, it didn't seem to work out that way since we don't have no baseball. So 1 out. Here comes Billy Hamilton, one of the fastest runners in the league. And at one point, he was almost like a Ricky Henderson. When Billy Hamilton was on first, you might as well just put him on second. Almost. So here's the pitch from Boyd. And this is a ballpark. It's an 0-1. That's going to be in the wheelhouse for Hamilton. So Hamilton will get a chance. It's against the lefty. Let's see what he has. Hamilton. It's a 70, and that is just a long fly ball to the warning track. And it is going to be Jones who will make the catch. 2 down. And that was in the wheelhouse for Hamilton, but he had no home runs at all in 2019. So now we go to the top of the order for Kansas City for Whit Merrifield. He is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. And here's the pitch from Boyd. And it is a defense, so we'll go to the card. And it is a range on the second baseman, on Detroit's second baseman, and that's Castro. So Castro at second base, his range is a D. Is a D, so we will re-roll as a D. So let's see what he comes up with. And that is a 58, and that is going to be a base hit for Whit Merrifield. He'll come in with a hit. And that is just a single. So Merrifield winds up at first base on a base hit. As it looks like Castro just couldn't get to the play. Couldn't make the play on the ball. It was well hit. It really was well hit. It would have been a great play if Castro had come in through and made it. So a runner on first base, and Merrifield, his steal rating is a 4, but I think he'll let Mondesi bat, so there'll be no steal. So Alberto Mondesi will come up, and he got a base hit his last time up. So here's the pitch. This one is a 7. This is patient off of Boyd's card. And 77, but it's going to fall out of range. It's a fly ball to center field. Jones will get there and make the catch. And end the inning. So a runner stranded, 3 innings in the books. Still, Royals 1, Tigers nothing. We go to the top of inning 4. Homer Bailey comes on to pitch for Kansas City, and it will be Brandon Dixon leading off things for Detroit. I'll go ahead and do a quick reshuffle of some of these cards here that really didn't show up. Put that part of the deck on the bottom. We're only using the fast action deck pretty much for like base hits and things like that as I get more used to the game. Let's see. Cuthbert is the next batter. All right. So top of the 4th inning, it will be Brandon Dixon leading off for the Tigers. And here's the pitch. And this is a 7 off of Bailey. This is in play. It's an 88, and that's going to be a grounder to shortstop. He'll easily make the play. Nice play by Mondesi. 1 out. And that will bring up Nico Goodrum. And he grounded out his last time up, grounded right back to the pitcher. Went away. Here's the pitch. This one is a 4. It's a tough off of Bailey's card, 24, and that is a strikeout on Goodrum as he swings and misses and nothing but air. 2 down. And now Harold Castro. 2 men away here. There's the pitch. It's a 6. This is ballpark on Bailey. And always interesting when they hit on TD Ameritrade Park. It's a ballpark. And this is a 69 on the right-hander. This is going to be in play. So Castro will get a shot at 47, and that is going to be a line drive. And since they only have L6 and L4, I roll a D6 to see if it actually went to 5 or 6. And that actually goes to the 5. So that's a line out to third. Because he only has, for some reason, he only does line outs on 4 to a line out to second, and a line out to short. But we know there can be line outs to first and third as well. So this one actually was a line out to third base, and it's a 3 up and 3 down inning, and the side is retired. Bottom half of the 4th, still 1-0 in this game between the 2019 Detroit Tigers and the 2019 Kansas City Royals. Leading off for the Royals will be Cheslor Cuthbert. Cuthbert grounded out his first time up. Here's the pitch from Matt Boyd. This is a patient. It's a 37, and this is going to be a base hit for Cuthbert as Boyd is a lefty, and that will go into the outfield for a single. So Cuthbert gets himself a base hit. Runner on base. Cuthbert has a steal rating of 1, so he's not going anywhere. And the batter will be Jorge Soler. Soler was the designated hitter today. Here's the pitch from Boyd. And this is a 3. This is tough. 0-9. And Soler is just going to swing and a miss. Not even close to that one. Soler was thinking fastball, and that pitch was a slider. So Soler, the bat was like 5 feet away from the ball when he swung. And that's a strikeout. 1 down. And they'll bring up Kelvin Gutierrez. Gutierrez comes up. The pitch from Boyd. This is an 8. This is a tough 76. And Kelvin Gutierrez is going to fight this one off. This is going to be a single. It's going to be a single. It's a short, soft blooper into short left field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. So Cuthbert's going to go to third and hold. Gutierrez has himself a single, and with 1 out, runners at the corners. He hit this one from the left side. This wound up into right field, and the runner on first goes to third. So Cuthbert there, even though there's not much wheels, he went ahead and made it there. So runners at first and third, but with 1 out. And now we'll see Nicky Lopez. Nicky Lopez coming up to bat. Boyd still at first. I'm sorry, Boyd is the pitcher. Yeah, that's the line. Here's the pitch from Boyd. This is patient, and this is 0-5, and Lopez is going to draw a base on balls. And the bases are loaded. as Lopez draws a walk. So bases loaded now for Martin Maldonado. Against lefties, he batted .205, bases loaded. And they're going to, and Detroit only down 1-0. They're going to stay back for a double play. So they're not going to call infield in, as Maldonado is going to go ahead. They're going to go right straight to him. Matt Boyd gets the sign, still 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. This is tough. It's an 0-6, and he gets a huge strikeout. Struck him out. Maldonado had no chance. Huge strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning for Boyd. Huge strikeout there. And now the batter is going to be Terrence Gore. It's just like the other one. That was a slider, and he was thinking fastball, and his bat was already over the plate, and the ball wasn't even at the plate yet. He was way early. So 2 outs now with the bases loaded, and the batter is Terrence Gore. Against the lefties, he batted .450. So he did very well against the left-handed batters, but he has no chance of a home run. He didn't hit a single home run. So Matt Boyd, sweat pouring down his face a bit. Let's see how he does. Here's the pitch from Boyd. This is in the wheelhouse. Uh-oh. It's in the wheelhouse, 54. 54, and Terrence Gore is going to get a base hit. It's going to be a single. It is a single. So long single into the gap to center field. Runner on first, runner on second advances 1 base plus. Runner on first advances a base. So that will score Cuthbert. He comes in. Runner on second will go to third. Lopez goes to second. He stays. Gore is on at first. And they say a chance for Gutierrez. He has an opportunity to advance a base. Gutierrez's run rating. Gutierrez's run rating is a 5. This was with 2 outs. So the base is loaded. So he was in motion. So it'd be this was a 2 outs. They're gonna go ahead and send him along. He's gonna try to score. They're going to try to score. I just got to get the runner advancement here. If the runner's run rating is higher than a single D6 result, the runner will attempt to advance when the score is 3 runs. With 2 outs, with runners with a run rating of 6 or higher, advance 2 based on a single and scoring a double. He did have a run, and okay, so that actually helps me. So Gutierrez had a run rating of 5. So he does not. He will hold instead, and the bases will still be loaded. But it is now 2-0 Royals. Hope I did that right. So bases are still loaded, 2-0, and now a chance for Billy Hamilton. Bases loaded still. Matt Boyd can still get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. This is a 2. This is a defense, and it's a 34. And the defense is going to be an possible error on third baseman, and that is Lugo. Lugo's rating is a 3, and the roll is a 34, and that is going to be a clean error on Lugo. That is an error, and it's a 1-base error, so all runners advance. So Gutierrez scores. Lopez moves to third. Gore moves to second, and Hamilton is on first. That's an E. That was an E3. So now the score is 3-0, and bases are still loaded. And the batter is Whit Merrifield. So bases still loaded as Matt Boyd can't get out of this inning. He's given up 3 runs so far. His fatigue rating is a 6. And we'll see what he does here. So, Matt Boyd is giving up 3 runs. He will continue to pitch. Whit Merrifield, the batter. Base is still loaded. Can't get out of the inning. Here's the pitch to Whit Merrifield. This is a 10. This is another wheelhouse, 44 against the lefty, and that is going to be a clean double by Whit Merrifield. That is a double. Line shot splits the gap to center field. All runners score. So Lopez comes in, Gore comes in, and Hamilton, Speedy, comes in. So 3 more runs come in, and the Royals now lead it 6-0 on a huge RBI, on 3 RBIs for Merrifield. Six nothing Royals, and I think that's going to be it for Boyd. 5 runs have come in here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Alberto Mondesi is the next batter. He's a switch, and Boyd is now fatigued. They're going to take him out as he is pretty much done. Let's see. Mondesi bats better. Doesn't really matter who comes in. Doesn't really matter who comes in. So they will bring in Nick Ramirez. So that is it for Boyd. Ramirez will come in as Boyd is done. And he gave up. Now, he had an error, so actually only gave up about maybe only 4 earned runs. Ramirez is done there. So now Boyd is done. So Nick Ramirez will come in for the Tigers to try to get the out. Alberto Mondesi is the batter, but the base and Merrifield's at second base. Still 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Ramirez. This one's an 8. This is tough, 45. And Mondesi is going to go down on strikes, and that is it. So Kansas City pretty much bats around, and they get 5 here in the 4th. So 4 innings in the book. It's Kansas City Royals 6, Detroit Tigers 0. We go to the top of the 5th inning here at TD Ameritrade Park. First ever game played here in Nebraska. Wow, what an inning there. Tough inning for the Tigers. But we go to the top of the 5th, and here comes Homer Bailey for the Royals. Leading off for the Tigers will be Grayson Greiner. So let's see what Bailey can do. A 6-0 lead. He's got lots of room. This is a fatigue inning for him, so we'll see how holding on. Here's the pitch. It is a 6. This is ballpark, and it's a 90. This is gonna be in play. And Greiner a 97, and that's going to be a fly ball to left field. And Greiner is out, 1 down. And now we'll bring up Dewell Lugo. I don't know if there's any relation between him and my boy Seth Lugo on the Mets, but not entirely sure. So 1 out now. Here's Lugo against Bailey. And this is a 3. This is a tough, and it's another rare play. So let's go do the rare play. Base is empty. Let's see what we get. It's a 5. Line drive single hits pitcher. Check for injury. Runners advance 1 base. So that will put on Lugo. He will go to first. It's an injury, though, on Bailey. We'll see what his injury is. His injury rating is a normal. Injury rating is a normal, and let's see what he has here. Let's roll and see if I can take him out. It is an 09. Player okay, no injury. He's fine. Okay, so Homer Bailey, to bring the trainer out, they're going to look at him and they're saying, how many, and they're asking Homer Bailey, how many fingers am I holding up? And he's saying, Thursday. And they say, okay, you're fine. Get back on the mound and pitch. But it is a base hit for Lugo. So the Tigers have a man on, and we'll bring up Jacoby Jones. Jones has struck out twice. Here's the pitch. This is a 5, and this is patient on Jones. It's a 90. That's a 94, and this is a fly ball to left. And that is going to be the second out as Lugo has to hold. So Jones is out of there. And now we'll see Kristen Stewart. Stewart has flied out and struck out. Homer Bailey still rubbing his thigh there a little bit. I think the ball hit him in the leg, although the trainer thinks it might have hit him in the head. Here's the pitch. And this is a 6. This is a ballpark off of Bailey. It's a 73, and that is a left-handed batter. That is in play, so they'll roll off in play. That's a 74 in play, and that is going to be a ground fly ball to center field, and this will be played by Hamilton. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So nothing for the Tigers. They leave one. As Homer Bailey is pitching beautifully, there's no need to take him out. He's not fatigued. It's still 6-0 Royals. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Nick Ramirez will stay out there and pitch another inning for the Tigers, as they got to keep their bullpen fresh. So let's see what we got here. So leading off for the Kansas City Royals will be Cheslor Cuthbert, as they batted pretty much all the way around the last inning and scored 5 runs. Great inning for the Royals. Here's the pitch. And this one's a tough on Ramirez, 96, a fly ball to left field, and pretty easy there, and that is 1 out. 1 down now for Jorge Soler. Soler has grounded out and struck out. Here's the pitch. This one's a 9. This is patient off of Ramirez, a 93. This is patience, a 93. It's still pretty well hit, a pretty well hit fly ball to left again, but it will be Stewart who makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning as well. So 2 F7s as Soler goes down, and the batter now will be Kelvin Gutierrez. Gutierrez grounded out and singled. And here's the pitch from Nick Ramirez. It's an 8. This is tough, 25, and that is a clean strikeout on Gutierrez. And the Tigers kind of needed an inning like that. To just have an easy inning for once after giving up 5 runs. 5 in the books, still 6-0 Royals. And we go to the top of inning 6. Homer Bailey will stay out there for the Royals, at least for this inning. And leading off for the Tigers will be Nicholas Castellanos. He walked and flied out. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Bailey. This is a 9. This is a tough on Bailey. It's a 91, and that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And the play is made by Mondesi. 1 out. One down there. And now we'll see Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera has struck out and he singled in the 1st inning, so he's 1 for 2. Homer Bailey knows how dangerous he could be. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. This is in play, 71, and that is going to be a ground ball to second base. Lopez will come up with it, and he'll fire to first, as Cabrera doesn't really have any ability to run, but there's 2 outs. And now here's Brandon Dixon for Detroit. Dixon is the batter. 2 outs. The pitch from Bailey. This is a 5. This is patient. This is 60, and this one is going to just miss his range. This is going to be a ground ball to second base, and it will be Lopez making the play, and the side is retired again. So Homer Bailey having a heck of a game so far. 6 scoreless innings. He gave up 3 base hits and a walk early, and a total of 4 hits so far. But he's gotten some good defense behind him by the Royals. So we go to the bottom half of the 6th, and the Tigers will have to bring in a new pitcher. So let's see who they want to bring in. You have Lopez and Maldonado. You got lefties, a lefty coming up, and a right-hander. pretty much doesn't matter who they bring in. So they're going to bring, but I think they're going to go a right-hander. In this case, I'm going to bring the next right-hander with one of the better games, with one of the most games played, and that is going to be Buck Farmer. So coming on to pitch for the Tigers will be Buck Farmer. 73 games. He pitched 67 innings pitched. So Farmer comes in as the third pitcher. And right now, of course, Boyd is on the hook to get the loss. But bottom of the sixth inning here between Detroit and Kansas City here, June 13, 2019. Farmer will pitch to Nicky Lopez to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch. It's an 8. This is tough. And it's an 89, and that's a ground ball to second base, 1 out. And the batter will be Martin Maldonado. He will come up and bat. Maldonado flied out and struck out. Here's the pitch. And that's a 4. That's a patient. And that's a 40. That's a 44. And that's going to be a base hit by Maldonado. And it's going to go all the way to the wall. Maldonado has himself a nice double. He'll get into second base. He slides in there to be sure. But Maldonado has a double off of Farmer. And that's his first hit of the game. So the Royals are a runner on second, and here's Terrence Gore. Gore grounded out and singled. Fans here at TD Ameritrade enjoying this here. These Nebraska fans watching a Major League Baseball game for the first time. Runner at second. And there is 1 out. Here's the pitch to Gore. It's a 9. This is ballpark off of Buck Farmer. This is going to be in play. It's a 97. So Gore gets the in play. And it's a 79. And that is going to be a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be the second out. And Brandon, and I believe Maldonado is, I think Maldonado is just going to hold. His run rating is a 5. He'll just stay there at second. He won't test any arms. And the batter now is Billy Hamilton. 2 outs, runner on second. And we'll see what Buck Farmer does here as he gets the sign from Griner. Hamilton gets in the batter's box, runner on second base. Hamilton was flied out and safe on an error on first base. Here's the pitch. This is a 3. This is patient. This is patient. This is 70, and this is going to be a fly ball to straightaway center field. An easy play for Jones. And he puts it away for the out, and that ends the inning. So 1 hit, but that is all. 6 are in the books. It is 6-0 Royals. And we're going to the top of inning number 7. We're realizing how much fun this game actually is to play, especially when we know the rules a little bit better. Go ahead, and I shall put these cards away and reshuffle the next third here. And I'm showing you I'm shuffling them, so who knows what order they're in. I have one fast action cards deck. I ordered a second one with the last order I did this week for the 2018 and 1973 seasons. So I'm going to have 2 fast action decks. That should give me a good amount of randomness if I want to use straight fat cards or hybrid. Top of the 7th inning, it will be, for the Tigers, it'll be Nico Goodrum. And Homer Bailey is going to stay out there. He's not giving up any runs. His fatigue is strong. There's the pitch. This is 11. This is patient. And it's a 38, and that's a walk. So Goodrum draws a base on balls. And he'll go to first. The Royals do have pitchers warming up at the bullpen, but they're giving Homer Bailey his chance in the 7th inning. Here's Harold Castro. And here's the pitch. This is ballpark on Bailey, and this is an 0-2. This is going to be in the wheelhouse for Castro. This is wheelhouse against the righty. Here's the pitch, and it's a 35, and that is going to be a clean single for Castro. Castro gets a single. It's a hard grounder. Hard grounder into right field. Runner on first advances one base. So Goodrum goes to second and will hold. Castro's on at first. And the ball was hit into right field. Castro's got a run rating of 7, but he'll hold there at second base. You need base runners. You're down 6-0. You're not down like 1 or 2 runs. Hello there, C&D TV. Thanks a lot for joining me, my man. I'm already in the, I'll let you know here, I'm in the 7th inning so far. I'm in the top of the 7th. I'm playing on June 13, 2019, a game between the Royals and the Tigers at TD Ameritrade Park. This was the first ever Major League Baseball game in Nebraska. I just thought this would be a nice game to play. Take a break from the Mets. Take a break from the Mets and Mets, because I want to play other teams, not just play my Mets all the time. Sometimes you got to play other teams, just like you do. So we got runners at first. So we got runners at first and second. The batter now is going to be Grayson Griner, and there's still nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. 6-0 is the score. Kansas City over Detroit. Homer Bailey pitching a shutout, but he is in trouble. He hasn't given up a run yet. He is not fatigued at this moment. Nebraska's in. Yeah, I know, right? What is Nebraska? Yeah, I know. Do we actually have a state named that? I know, right? I sometimes wonder. Here's the pitch to Griner. This is a 6. This is ballpark on Homer Bailey. Another ballpark check at TD Ameritrade. 98. That's definitely in play on Griner. Roll again. That's a 25, and that is going to be a base hit. That's a single. So Griner's going to wind up at first base, pull the card, and this one is a sharp liner center field. Runner on second scores. Runner on first advances a base. So Goodrum will come in and score. That's the first run for the Tigers. Griner gets the RBI. Castro goes to second. He will hold there. And now it is 6-1. And now I think we will see a pitching change on home for the Royals. Still nobody out here on the top of the 7th, but now 6-1 is the score. Royals will make a change. And how do I decide this? I usually take a look at the innings, how many games they pitched. And the next batter is Dewell Lugo. He's the next batter for the Tigers. He's a righty. And he was actually worse against left-handed pitchers, but I think you bring in a righty in this case. And I believe, let's see what they got here. He pitched 63 innings, and he had 30. That's not the closer. We're going to go ahead and bring in Wiley. We're going to bring in Wiley Peralta. He was on the team. Yes, C&D, there are other teams besides the Mets. I know, right? Really, I know. I just love baseball all around. It doesn't matter. Dewell Lugo is Lugo's the batter. Still nobody out here in the top of the 7th, but now it's 6-1. Runners at first and second for the Tigers. So now the Tigers are threatening. And now Wiley Peralta is the pitcher for the Royals. Dewell Lugo at bat. Here's the pitch. This is a 5. This is a tough. It's a 13, and that is a swing and miss. Strikeout. Lugo goes down on strikes, and that is the first out of the inning. Runners still at first and second. Nobody's stealing. Everyone's holding out. You're down by 5 runs. You don't steal here. So Dewell Lugo. Here's Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Jones struck out twice and flied out to left. Jacoby Jones sets up there, adjusts himself in the batter's box. Some of the ladies probably like that. Here's Peralta. Peralta ready to pitch. That's a 9. That's patient. That's a 78. And that is going to, and Jacone, ouch. He got Jacone Jones. Oh, that's going to hurt. Jones is plunked. A 78, he's hit by the pitch. Ouch. And I guess it just missed there. Okay. So he's hit by pitch, which will load the bases with 1 out. Yeah, that I know that had to hurt. I think he just missed him. I think he did, because if he hit him, they'd be calling an ambulance right now. Here's Kristen Stewart. Bases loaded, 1 out here on the top of the 7th. So Peralta trying to pitch out of a jam that Bailey started. So let's see what he does here. Bases loaded. The infield's going to play back. Let's see if they can get the double play. There will not be an infield in. So here's the pitch to Peralta. Here's the pitch to Peralta. This is a 6. This is in play. It's a 62. 62, and this is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Kristen Stewart, DP is a 5. The 6 is higher, and Peralta's DP rating's a 10. So the 6 is higher but lower, so that means that's a fielder's choice. That's a fielder's choice because it's higher than one but lower than the other. So that's a fielder's choice. So that means Castro will score. Castro will score. Griner goes to third. Jones is out. And Stewart is on at first. So they couldn't get the double play, but his score is now 6-2 Royals, as a run does come in to score. The batter now will be Nicholas Castellanos, but now runners at first and third with 2 outs now. Peralta gets the sign. Here's the pitch. This is a 5. This is tough. 43, and against the right-hander, swing and a miss, struck him out. As Castellanos goes down for the 3rd time today. He's actually 0 for 3. He walked in the 1st inning. And that retires the side. So 2 runs come in for the Tigers. And it's now Royals 6, Tigers 2. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Buck Farmer will pitch his 2nd inning here. And it will be Whit Merrifield leading off for Kansas City. Don't tell me this game isn't realistic. The final score of this game actually was 7-2 Royals. So obviously, Joe Bryan, our boy at Payoff Pitch Baseball, I guess he does know his stuff. Whit Merrifield leads off against Buck Farmer, bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. It's a 10. This is going to be a tough on Farmer, 48, and that is going to be a base hit for Whit Merrifield. Fights it off. Good pitch by Farmer, and he just goes ahead and puts it through. Out of the diving run by diving play by Dixon, just couldn't get there in time. So the runner on first base, as Merrifield's on at first, he's got a stealing rating of 4, but you're up by 4 runs. I think you stay where you're at. You stay where you're at. Here's Adalberto Mondesi. Mondesi hit a base hit, struck out, and flied out. He is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch from Buck Farmer. If you could tell by the way there, C&D, I got the same darn dice tower you have. Loud as heck. I bought this a couple of years ago. I have a new one coming in. It's one of the better ones with the felt. And actually, so it won't be so loud when that gets here. And here's the play. This is on Buck Farmer. This is a tough. It's an 89, and this is going to be a ground ball. This is a ground ball to short. Do we have a double play? Alberto's double play is a 5. It is a 5. And Farmer's double play is a 9. That's going to be a fielder's. That is a fielder's choice. So Merrifield is out, and Mondesi is on at first. And now there's 1 out, and that's the first out. So runner on first base with 1 out. And the batter is Chesler Cuthbert. Cuthbert not doing. He's 1 for 3. Flied out, grounded out, and got a base hit. Scored a run as well. Here's the pitch. See what we got here. This is an 11 off a Farmer. This is patient. 93. This is a fly ball to left field. This is going to be an easy play. And that's going to be the second out. And Mondesi's not going anywhere. He'll stay at first. And now a chance for Jorge Soler. Soler, 0 for 3, flied out, grounded out, struck out. Yeah. So he hit one on the ground, he hit one in the air, and he didn't hit one at all. So we'll see if he can do here for the Royals. There are now 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. This is 8. This is tough. 48. And that, let's see here, tough 48. And that is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the inning comes to an abrupt end. So no runs scored there. 7 in the books. Still Royals 6, Tigers 2. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Wiley Peralta will pitch his second inning. He will go into a second inning. His fatigue is short, so he can pitch another one. So he will pitch there. And coming up to bat for the Tigers, leading off, will be Miguel Cabrera. And of course, C&D, you know that he is a first. If you weren't watching before, I said this earlier in the broadcast. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay, it's just too bad that the Marlins, who I'm also a fan of course, because I live here in South Florida, okay, got rid of him, and he will be wearing a Tigers cap when he goes into Cooperstown. It will not be an F or an M on it. That just really, really stinks. Gotta love, I'll tell you one thing. I want Brian to do the 97 season also, because that's my favorite Marlins season. So I would love to replay that season as well with the 97 Marlins. And the 97 Marlins were better than the 03 Marlins. The 03 Marlins, just everything went their way. But the 97 Marlins literally had to fight to get what they had in order to win it all. I truly believe that. And I think you can agree with me that in the best of 7, a 97 Marlins team should beat the 03 Marlins. But it could be close. It could be close. Top of the 8th inning. Let's see. Wiley Peralta will pitch to Miguel Cabrera. Big man. Steal rating is an F. His steal rating is an F. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Miguel. By the time you try to steal the base, the catcher can have himself a 3-course dinner before he throws you out. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's a patient on Peralta. 67. And Cabrera, just barely misses getting hit. He had to swing in self-defense. That's a ground ball to second. Throws to first. 1 out. On a hit by pitch against the right-handed pitcher, it was a 65. He threw a 67, so he kind of swung his bat in self-defense. So there is 1 out for Cabrera. And we will see Brandon Dixon. Brandon Dixon is 0 for 3. The Kansas City has done a great job on the Tigers in this game. Peralta, here's the pitch. It's a 4. This is tough. It's a 96. That's a fly ball to left field. Easy play out there. 2 down. And now the batter is Nico Goodrum. Nico Goodrum, he's also 0 for, he's actually 0 for 2, walked, grounded out, and struck out. Peralta with the pitch. And this is defense. It's a 25. So defense, an error on the right fielder. So let's see. The right fielder is Merrifield. Merrifield's error rating is a 3 in right field at TD Ameritrade Park. It's a 25, and that is going as a 3. That's going to be an error on Merrifield. It's an error to the outfield. It's a single plus a base. So Nico Goodrum gets the base hit and will wind up on second base with an error on E9. So he will be on second base after the error. But there's still 2 outs. Goodrum gets back on the bag. And here's Harold Castro. Castro, actually one of the bright spots for the Tigers in this game. 2 base hits and a line out to third. I know that I've noticed that he doesn't have any line outs to third base or line outs to line outs to first base. They're either line out to second or line out to short. So every time an L6 or an L4 comes up, I usually roll a die, and if it's like odd, if it's like an odd number, it's a line out. I just kind of say, okay, it's a line drive. It really doesn't matter where it went. Okay, in line outs, although they're not that many hit, but I figure like if it's a 1 to 3, if it's a line out to 6, if it's a 1 to 3, it becomes a line out to 5, and then I'll give them a chance to get the line outs. I'm a little surprised he didn't put that in stats. I don't know. Either way, a line drive still doesn't matter. It's a line out. So 2 outs, runner at second base. The batter is Castro. Peralta still on the mound. Here's the pitch. This is an in-play result. It's an 0-6, and that is going to be a base hit. It's a 4-33. So Castro gets himself a single. Let's see where Goodrum winds up on. It's a single. It's a line drive into center field. Runner on second advances 1 base, and he will go to third. And let's see here. What's his running rating? Goodrum's running rating is a 7. I think you hold him. You're down by 4 runs. I think you hold him. Let's see. I'm down by 4 runs. And the batter will be Grayson Griner. He's the next batter. Okay, not a problem. I certainly will. Not a problem. And yes, I need some ideas. I got to make sure I'm doing this right. I don't want to bend the rules so much. But here's Grayson Griner. And I didn't mark that we're out, did they? So we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. So this game is almost over. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's high praise. I listen to you, and you're awesome to listen to. So here is Griner. Griner coming up. And here is the pitch, and this is a ballpark effect on Peralta. Oh, no. 68 on the righty. That's going to be in play. Griner, 57 on a righty, and he's going to get out of the inning. That's going to be a grounder to second. Throws it over to first, and that will retire the side. So no runs scored there. They leave 2 runners on here in the top of the 8th inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning now. Still 6-2 Royals. Lugo will lead off the top of the 9th for Detroit, but Kansas City will get their hacks. We'll see a new pitcher for Detroit, although Buck Farmer did a good job. Jorge Soler. Let's see what they bring in. Detroit will bring in, let's see what we got here. He wasn't on the team yet. He's got saves. They'll bring in Jackson? Nah, he started. Let's see what we find here. Zach Reiniger. He'll do the job. So coming on to pitch for the Detroit Tigers here in the bottom half of the 8th inning is Zach Reiniger. 25 games. He pitched 28 inches. 28 inches. Wow. Okay. If it's that long, I must have it wrapped around his waist. 44 hits. He's given up 44 hits and 11 home runs. 28 inches. Wow. Bet the women really love him. Yeah. Okay. Kelvin Gutierrez is the leadoff batter for the Royals here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as the Royals are trying to get any insurance they can. They're up 6-2. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. This is tough. 27, and that is a clean strikeout on Gutierrez, and that is 1 out. That is a clean strikeout. Gutierrez wasn't even in the same ballpark when he threw that. When he made the swing, the ball had already crossed the plate, and Gutierrez still had the bat on his shoulder before he decided to swing. 1 out. Here's Nicky Lopez. If you're wondering why I'm not actually seeing I'm not using the board that I used before. Let's see here. This year I'm not using this tonight. I'm still waiting for some more stuff to show up, so I'll be able to put that and another. I'm gonna probably have to get a tripod to get a better camera so people can read. I understand. I know it's difficult to see this game upside down, Unfortunately, that's all I can put. That's all I can put the webcam. Usually when this is all set up, it will be, it will be okay. It just, I understand it's upside down. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully when I get a tripod and a webcam, I'll be able to go ahead and pitch it right side up so you people can see it. I did receive a new 4K camera and it was junk. So I'm sending it back and I'll figure some other way to do this. So here's Nicky Lopez. There's one out. Let's see what we come up with. And that is a 6 on Reiniger. That's patient 34. And that is going to be a nice clean hit through the infield. That's going to be a base hit for Lopez. So Lopez gets himself a single. That's the second time he's been on base. Lopez grounded out, struck out, walked, and now he gets a base hit. So runner on first. Lopez, a stealing rating 1. Nah, he'll stay. You're up 4 runs. Keep it easy. Here's Martin Maldonado. He doubled his last time up. Runner on first base. And here is the pitch. This is a 3. This is tough on Reiniger, 93. And that's a fly ball to left. And that's going to be the second out. As Lopez will hold. And we'll bring in Terrence Gore. Terrence Gore will come up. Still a runner on first base. Not trying any sacrifices or anything like that. Those of you, as I said, who are just joining me, we're in the late innings of June 13, 2019. The first ever ball game played in Nebraska at TD Ameritrade Park. Detroit Tigers, Kansas City Royals. Royals lead 6-2. And here's the pitch from Reiniger. It's a 9. This is in play, 99. And that's just an easy fly ball to left field. Nice play on Gore. And Stewart gloves it, and the side is retired. So 8 innings in the books. We're going to the top of the 9th. Royals 6, Tigers 2. Top of the 9th inning. And as I said, funny thing is, the final score of the actual game was 7-2 Royals. So did Joe Bryan put together a realistic ball game? I'm playing it. It sounds good to me. Dewell Lugo will lead it off here in the top of the 9th inning. And Wiley Peralta, they're going to bring in a new pitcher. It's not a save situation. And the Tigers have 2 righties and a lefties coming up. It's not a save situation. And I think they're going to go ahead and bring in Jake Newberry. The Royals are bringing Jake Newberry to close this game out, although their main closer is warming up just in case. But Newberry, 1-0, 3.77 ERA. He had 31 innings pitched. So Jake Newberry will pitch to Dewell Lugo here in the top of the 9th inning to see if the Royals can close this game out. Here's the pitch. This is a 7. This is tough. It's an 0-4. And you know what that is? The bat doesn't even come off the shoulder. He already knows it's a strikeout. He just walks back to the dugout. He knew that ball. He didn't even, as soon as the ball hit the catcher's mitt, he didn't even wait for the call. Just turned around and walked away. Back to the dugout. 1 out. Here's Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Jones will come up to bat. He is actually 0 for 3 today, but he got hit by a pitch. And he's still feeling it, still rubbing that area. It didn't exactly hit him, although you did tell me to check, and I actually went ahead and talked to the team doctor, the Detroit doctor. They said they really didn't check that area. They really didn't want to show anything on TV. So here's Jacoby Jones, 1 out, top of the 9th. There's the pitch. It's a 4. This is tough. 83. That's a ground ball to short. It's a routine play for Mondesi. He throws over to Cuthbert. 2 down. And the last chance for the Tigers will be Kristen Stewart. And Kristen Stewart, fly out, struck out, fly out. He's a lefty, though. Against righties, he batted .232. Just let him bat. Stewart will come up there, see if he can get anything off of Jake Newberry. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. This is ballpark. 48. This is off. This is in Kristen Stewart's wheelhouse. So we might not be done yet. To Stewart. It's a 70, and that is a long fly ball straight away center field. Going back is Hamilton. Going back. He reaches up and he puts it in, and he brings it in. Game over. That's the ball game as Billy Hamilton just puts his glove up, gets it in there, and he is done. And the final score will be Kansas City 6, Detroit 2. That's the ball game, everyone. Let's take a look here. Let's see what happened. Let's see what we got here. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Tigers had 8 hits. Kansas City had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They also had 8 hits. There was an error. There was 1 error on the Royals. So that's an E9 there. And 1 error on the Tigers. The error there. The winning pitcher is Homer Bailey. He gets the win. The loss goes to Boyd. He takes the loss. There was no save. But Peralta, though, he did come in runners on base, so Peralta did get a hold. So Peralta does get a hold. Well, that's it here. Boy, this first time, I will say this here, Cards and Dice, the first time I ever streamed. First time I ever streamed anything. So, got a lot to learn about streaming here with YouTube. I just wish I could do this a little bit better so it could be right side up. And you say you have some ideas for me, I will definitely listen. So I will PM you as soon as I can there. So, that was I gotta tell you, this was enjoyable. I don't know, just pick the game. I mean, Detroit Tigers, Kansas City only got 2 seasons for Payoff pitch, 1969 and 2019. The 86 season is the season I really waiting for him to do and of course, you know why, for obvious reasons. But he says he might have the 86 season done in late August. And by that time, we'll probably do a full replay of the 86 season. Go Mets. Well, everybody, whoever watched, thank you very much for watching me. I hope that I'll be doing some more in the future. And for those of you who just wanted to watch the show, thank you for watching. This is Robert from RJL 518. Again, want to say thank you to Cards and Dice, to Sports. Anyone who watches, to Sports Time Machine, to Baseball Demos, Tabletop Baseball Plus. To everyone out there who has been giving me some good enthusiasm, and I hope everyone be safe out there. Be safe, be healthy, and enjoy the rest of your day. Until then, this is Robert from RGL 518 signing off. Good night, everybody.